Hello YouTube, this is Mr. Johnson from Johnson Lawn Service LLC. Coming back with you with another video, and today we was talking about pesticides license. I know one of my YouTubers, one of my subscribers, excuse me about that. One of my subscribers, Mr. Buster Davis from New Hope Cuts, he was asking me about my license or whatever. And I was telling him what he needed to study for. So this is for anyone that want to know how to get your license, going about getting your license or whatever. You have two books you have to study. The first one is the core book. That's the first book you have to study. And the second book is your ornamental turf. It's your ornamental turf book. This book right here talks about your diseases and your bugs, and you have to know about your bugs and your diseases on your plants and flowers and what causes them and what so forth and everything else. This test right here, if anybody know anything about it, for me it was hard for me, so I had to take this test right here twice for this to get this right here, get my license for this right here. I passed the core first try. Seemed like the core would have been the hardest, but it ain't. Everything that's in the ornamental turf book is pretty much is in this one right here. You got to know your measurements, your droplet size, how much you spraying, how fast you have to walk and everything. I mean, it pretty much breaks down everything for you. So for the ones that's trying to get their license, these are the two books that you have to have. Now, before I get into any more detail, if you want to know more about fertilizing, what kind of chemicals to spray for fertilizing, go to Dan the Lawn Man. He's a good teacher. He got his license, and I think he's in, I think he's in California, somewhere where it's hot. I can't think off the top of my head, but Dan the Lawn Man is a good person to go on his channel. He can tell you the ins and outs, what you need, and everything for bugs, for your yard. You want to green it up or whatever that you want to do to it. He can kind of fill you in on whatever you need. So go check his channel out if you get a chance. So back to what I was saying, I have on that. Thank you, Mr. Buster from New Hope Cuts. I am wearing your hat. As you can see, I still got the stick on and everything. So thank you for that. But anyway, back to what I was saying about your license. It's very important to get your license, guys, girls, and couples. If you're out there spraying, you don't want to get caught without your license. When you do get your license or whatever, they give you pretty much all the information that you need to get your license. Once you get your license, they will send them in the mail. You can either pay right then and there. When you take your class, you got to pay for your classes right then and there. I think they like 70 or 75 bucks for the class. And that's for two classes, your ornamental turf and for your core. It's $75 a piece. You could take one course at a time. By me working for a company, I had to take two, and they paid for them, so that was a good thing about it. Like I said, I passed the core on the first try, ornamental turf. I had to take it again. I eventually passed. You got to have a 70. 70 or above is even good, period. Anything over 70, you automatically aced it. But you got to have a 70 or to pass. When you do get your license, they will send them to you in the mail. They come like this right here. I'm going to show them to you. They come like this right here. I won't zoom in because you can see. I won't give you my number. But it comes like this right here. If anybody can see it. Anybody can see it. That's how they come. And these right here, you get your categories on the back. These are your categories. If you could see them, L, LE, what so forth. But the rest of them are endorsement. But anyway, I got my LE. That means they are for my not my LE, excuse me, my L's. They are for my ornamental turf. LE pretty much is the same thing. For your core and for your ornamental turf, that's what LE stands for. Sorry about that. But you get, I think you got to get your credits each year. You got up to 5. I think you got like 5 years to get all your credits. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you got to have 10 credits within 5 years. If I'm mistaken, anybody that got theirs, if I'm mistaken, please correct me. And please get them credits. they are very important to get your credits. Anytime you have a class, please go to attend to it. Because if you don't, within that 5 years you don't have your credits, you got to take the whole test all over again to get your license again. So make sure you get your credits. That's the number one rule. Make sure you get your credits to keep your license. And you do have to pay for your license every year. I think it's like $75 to renew them every year, if I'm not mistaken. Some states it may be more, some states it may be less. I'm just talking for North Carolina. So that's the one. These are my licenses that I work for a company. And by me working for my own self, having my own personal business, I also got my license too. And that's a good thing too, guys. If you work for somebody else and they pay for your license or whatever, go ahead and pay the extra to have your license sent to you personally. And I think it's like an extra $10, if I'm not mistaken. And they will send your own personal license. Now this is my personal license, and I have a different license number. Like my first license number for non-commercial is 032. That's your not for commercial use, meaning like you spraying for a company or whatever. Now for your personal use, your license number is gonna be different. It's gonna be 026. That's gonna be your first 3 letters. I won't give you my last letters, but that's your first 3 letters. That's your first 3 numbers. Excuse me about it. And this is how this is my personal ones. These are my personal ones. These are my you can see my name, so that is me. These are my personal license for my business and my business only. Meaning, pretty much I could go out and I can spray anybody order that I want and can charge them for it. If you don't have the license and you are out spraying on somebody's property, the best advice, I wouldn't advise you to do this, but if you're gonna do it, don't charge them. And I know it sounds crazy, believe me, I understand it sounds crazy because you're paying money for chemicals. I understand it. But if you spraying with no license, by law, this is by law now, I'm just telling you. Now I know a lot of us guys out here, we probably spray and we ain't got a license and we charge. I understand it, and you run your business the way you run yours. This is the way I run my business. You cannot charge if you don't have a license. Period. You can't do it. And they'll tell you this in the books. They'll tell, when you study for the test, they'll tell you the ins and outs of the laws or whatever. If you do get caught spraying, just say for instance, now another thing too, you can spray up under somebody else's license if they give you permission to do it. You can do that if you don't have your license. You can spray for somebody, like say for instance, if I'm running my business or whatever, and I got an employee that want to spray a yard or whatever. And if he want to charge for that yard, he can. But he got to spray up under my license. Now, the setback of that is, just say for instance, if he go and he spray this person yard, and you get a drift, they're gonna talk about that in the book too. You get the spray go over somebody else's yard, and it killed their flowers or whatever, the plants or whatever it may be. The person called in on me, the next door neighbor called in on me, hey, got this guy out here spraying my yard or whatever. They work for Johnson Lawn Service. And the person come out there, take pictures or whatever. They get in contact with me, they run my license or whatever. And what happened if I damaged anything, I'm responsible for that yard. Meaning I will have to either replace whatever I destroyed or whatever, or number 2, I have to pay a fine. That's the thing about it. So that's if you spraying up under somebody else's license. For me, like I say, I got my own license. So if I do anything wrong, it's all on me. It ain't on nobody else. It's all on me. And for the ones that don't have a license, if you go out there and you spray, you get caught. And if the client, like I said, if the client call in or the next door neighbor call in or whatever, and that's how a lot of people get busted, is when you out there spraying other people's yards and something else happen, you get somebody else to call in on you. And like I said, that's how you get busted or whatever. But if they do pull in up on you and they see that you spraying, first thing they'll ask you about your license. You don't got license, some of them, from what I heard, some of them may give you a warning. They may let you off with a warning. Now some of them, they may be a douchebag and go ahead and give it to you. Go and give you a ticket and whatever. Like I said, it never happened to me, and hopefully it don't happen to me. And hopefully it don't happen to any one of y'all out there either. So that's why I'm encouraging y'all to get your license with them. If you don't got your license, just be careful about what you're spraying. Now me, on the other hand, by me, another thing about having a license, I could go buy any chemical that I want. Any chemical that I want. Any chemical, pharma chemicals, anything I want, I can buy it because I have license. I can buy over the counter and I can buy restricted chemicals because I have license. Anybody else, if you don't have license, just say for instance, if I just put a name out there, Paraquat. Most of the farmers use it for the crops or whatever, it's a quick burn down. Just say for instance, you want to, and I wouldn't advise you to use that in nobody yours because it's not good. That's what's causing a lot of cancer out here anyway. But anyway, another story. Just say for instance, if you see a chemical and it's restricted, meaning you got to have a license for it. Me, myself, by me having a license, I can go buy it. You know, I don't have to go through anybody. I can go to any dealer I want to and I can buy it. But other than that, you could buy, you know, you could buy over the counter products, you know, chemicals, any kind of Roundup from Lowe's, Home Depot, excuse me, pretty much anybody that sells it, you know, excuse me, I got hiccups, I don't know why. But anyway, you could buy chemicals over the counter from anybody that sells it, like I said, like Roundup, stuff that's not, stuff that you don't have a license for. Now, RM-43, that's an excellent chemical. You don't have to have a license for it. You can get that from Tractor Supply. And that's why I normally get mine from. I get mine from Tractor Supply or any long-term places that make care of them. You get it from them too. And me, I normally go to the warehouse myself. If I can't, if they don't have my chemical in, like at a Tractor Supply, I go. Now, Tractor Supply, not Tractor Supply, but the warehouse do not sell RM-43. Now, that's the crazy part about it. They don't sell that. They have stuff that's better than it, but they don't sell RM-43. Now, you can buy it, like I say, you can buy it from Tractor Supply. You can buy it from any of your lawn care places that sell chemicals. You can buy it from them with no license. Now, I will tell you this. I noticed this right here too. When I went and go buy my last thing of RM-43, they ask you for your ID, as far as not your pesticides ID, but they ask you for your license ID. I guess to see if you're old enough to even spray that kind of chemical. I don't know why they're doing it, but that's what they're doing. Another good chemical to spray if you want a ground sterilizer is Primatol. That is a great ground sterilizer. You have to put that out when it's wet, like when the grass is wet or whatever. That's the best time. But be very, very careful. Primatol runs, meaning you may spray it in one area, you may come back, it may run to another area, meaning it may spread to a whole nother area. And that could be bad. Now, I learned that the hard way when I first started spraying with no license. I worked for a company and he was using it. And he turned me on, the guy turned me on to it. So I bought some for my personal use for my home. And the good thing about that I do like about it, for me, I don't have to weed eat. I don't have to weed eat no more. You know, when I use it because it's a ground sterilizer. Some people don't like it because it kind of messes up the yard or whatever. Me per se, I don't care too much for weed eating. So I don't, that's what I use, but I don't use it no more. I normally use now either Ranger Pro. I use this right here. I will show you what I use so far right now. I use this right here, Ranger Pro. And you could get this from any lawn care provider store that has it, and you can also get it from the warehouse. I don't think Tractor Supply sells it, but I use that for now, and it works good. Another chemical I use is Buccaneer. It's another Roundup. That's pretty good. I use RM-43. I don't use Primatol. Like I said, I wouldn't advise anybody to use it in a customer yard because that's a no-no. Just don't use it. But like I said, these are the chemicals that I would tell you it's okay to use. Ranger Pro, that's a good one. Buccaneer is a good one. And RM-43, that's a good one. That's a very good one. Now, RM-43 is very expensive. If you don't believe me, go to Gibson Lawn Service. He uses a lot. So you could go to him, check his channel out. And if not that, you could go to Tractor Supply and look at it online and see how much it is. It's not cheap, but it's worth the money. It's worth every penny that you spend on it. But guys, that's like I said, that's pretty much what I want to talk about. Just getting your pesticide license if you haven't got them. You need to study for the core, and you need to study for ornamental turf, and you must pass both of them with a 70. And like I said, you get these. These are your license that comes. I'm flashing real quick because I want you to see my number. These are the you get non-commercial, meaning you spray it for a company or whatever. And like I said, they tell you in the book. These are right here for my personal ones, so I can spray people yours with, and I can also yours. So guys, girls, couples, if you're thinking about getting your pesticides license, please do. If you're out there spraying with no license, please be careful. This is Mr. Johnson signing off. Please like and subscribe on my videos. Please leave a comment if you don't mind. And I will get back with you with another video as soon as I can. Thank you, and have a great Saturday.